this is Jen, and thanks for joining me for card number 4 in the 5 Cards, 5 Occasions series. And today I'm just doing a friendship card. So this card, I don't use a bunch of supplies, just a few things. It's fairly simple. There's not a lot to it. So I've just grabbed some scraps that I think I might want to use. And then I also grabbed some stamps and some dies. So my card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And first I'm going to take one of my scallop dies and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. And so that's going to be the base for this other die, which is a die that I got in a card making magazine. Somebody gave me a magazine. Not sure how old it was, but that die was in it, so I figured I would use that. And I have some trouble with my tape runner. I think I got something stuck in it, and so I end up just using my aqua mono glue. Oh, I tried it again. I think I thought I had fixed it, and I tried it again, and it didn't work. So then I got my aqua mono glue, and I was going to run this through my little Xyron sticker maker, but the die cut was too big, so I just went ahead and used the glue. And then I run the flower die through, again, using a piece of green scrap paper. And I'm going to use the flower portion and insert the green pieces into that flower. And I'm just using my Tombow mono aqua glue for that part also. And it worked out okay. There's not too many pieces to insert, and they weren't super small. I would not have the patience to do the pieces that are all around the edge of this die because they are so tiny. That would frustrate me to do that. So I just chose to do the flower, the main part of the die, which is the flower. And I end up taking my glue pen actually to do the little skinny hill part. Probably would have been easier to do the whole thing with the glue pen since it's so small, but it worked out fine anyhow. So next I take I have a bunch of little leftover pieces of double-sided foam tape. Just kind of stuck, and so I went ahead and I just took some of those little scrap pieces and adhered those to the back of my scallop die. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on the card, give it a little bit of dimension. And then I got my tape runner. I changed out and inserted a new tape in it. And then I put my card upside down. I put my panel upside down. So, plus it's not on there even. You can see the edges. So luckily I hadn't pushed it down and it wasn't sitting there for very long. I was able to get it up without too much damage to the panel. And I just made sure I put plenty of adhesive back down on the card base. And then I put some extra adhesive at the top there. And then I am going to take my T-ruler and draw a line on the bottom because I'm going to take my decorative scissors and cut along the bottom. I don't have a lot of like the edge dies or the frame dies. And so I have a ton of decorative scissors that I've just kept over the years. They're probably very outdated, and I don't even know if people use them anymore, but there you have a lot of cool designs. And so I went ahead and did the bottom of this card with a scallop. And I'm taking some adhesive paper tape, and I'm going to put that on the bottom of the inside of the card. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I was not in camera view. And then I'm just gonna cut off the edges. And then I take my Spectrum Noir macaroon color. I don't know what I was trying to do, to be honest, because it's not really noticeable. I'm using basically the same color as the cardstock, but I went ahead and I did that for some of the little spaces there. And then I take my wink of Stella and just go around the edge of the scallop. And I don't know if I was putting this on heavy or if it was coming out heavy, but usually you can't see that sparkle so well, but it looks like I put a lot on. But I just love the sparkle pens. I just love them. They make everything pretty. And so I took my, I have a little tiny butterfly hand die, and I've punched out a few butterflies. And I'm just going to take my glue pen and run a bead of glue down the middle of the butterfly so that I can pop the wings up. So I didn't want to adhere the wings flat to the card. I wanted the wings to kind of stick up. So this probably wouldn't be the best card to send in the mail because it would probably get flattened. So I go ahead and adhere all 3 of those butterflies. And then the stamp that I'm going to use, I'm going to actually use 2 stamp sets for the sentiment inside. One of them is a Studio 112 stamp, and the other is, it actually says Friendship. It's from a Close to My Heart set. And so I ended up cutting off the ship and just using the friend part. So it's going to say Hello Friend. And I get out my Hampton Arts stamping tool. Stamp Perfect, because I wasn't sure how the Studio 112 stamp would stamp, if it was stamp good or not. I've not used it before, and sometimes some of the inexpensive stamps, they don't stamp real well, and you have to kind of condition it to get it to work. But I used this one right out of the package, and I was pleasantly surprised. It actually worked very well. And there's something about the stamp I just really love. The writing is pretty and the little flowers are pretty. I just like it. So I positioned hello and the word friend. And originally what I had wanted to do was just do kind of a watermark. I wasn't going to heat emboss this with any embossing powder. But I think the paper is too light. If it had been a darker paper, it probably would have worked better. But you can't really see it, so what I end up doing is taking some Recollections Detail White embossing powder and putting that on. And since I wasn't planning on heat embossing this, I didn't put any of my static tool, which I forget most of the time anyhow to use. But luckily I didn't have a lot of extra little particles stuck on. So I'm going to go ahead and melt the embossing powder with my heat tool. And this is like a bright white. Like, I just think that is so pretty, that stamp. So that's about it for this card. As you'll see in the photos at the end, I do end up taking my Wink of Stella ballpoint glitter pens and coloring in the flowers and the little they're not curly hues, but all the little flowers. And so that's it. I hope you will join me tomorrow for the last card in the series, card 5, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you.